Okay, so this is a very quickly thrown together video. This is an opportunity I've been waiting for, but I thought I'd be a bit better prepared. I've just been laying bricks in my garden. I heard my dogs barking, and I knew that kind of bark would be a snake. There's been a keelback around the garden a lot recently, so I assumed it would probably be that. But this is also the season for baby cobras. I'm seeing a lot of other people posting online that they're finding cobras and they're asking for advice for what to do. So hopefully, with my little trusted devices that I've used for the last 20 odd years, this is not a noose, this is just a metal loop that I normally use. It's much easier at night. In daytime it might be a bit more difficult. And a bucket, that kind of height is going to be longer than the cobra, so it should be fine just to temporarily go into there. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, come on, Rosie. Last time I saw it, it was just down here, behind these bushes. But the problem is, all that talking, it may have got away from us now. Oh, there it is. Okay, so let me get as close as I can. There. It's tucked, it's coming your way, and we don't want it to do that because there is a hole there. Little proddy stick here, try and locate this thing. It's absolutely amazing, the little space. Oh, here we go. Sort of hit there. Try again, and in you go. And there we are. Little baby cobra. Obviously, we've had some hatchlings in the area recently. And this is a very pretty one. They always are. Okay, let's just get it into the shade and we can have a proper look at it. And so you can see the circle there on the back of the neck very clearly. Naja cotia, not a spitting cobra, so absolutely no danger from that point of view. Well, as you saw earlier on, we caught a little cobra in the garden. I was really pleased to have that kind of opportunity to show how I catch one with this tiny little thing that I always keep around the house or in my car. This is not a noose. That's very, very important. We never use those. They're the most awful things that catch around the snake's neck and pull on its body, and then the snake thinks it's being attacked. It's going to bite everything. It's going to strike at everything that comes near it, get very, very stressed out, and maybe get injured. Much better to be gentle and slow and deliberate if you possibly can. I've used this for many, many years, just a piece of wire, solid wire, looped around, flattened at the bottom a little bit, and a plastic tube. I guess the plastic tube could be longer, but I just use this for small snakes. Now, I've just grabbed a couple of things that any household, or many households, would probably have around. One of these things for pulling down shutter doors. That might do. Many of my friends use a hook that has a longer piece on it than this. For picking up snakes. That's also a very good thing. And I'm guessing that most people, around most houses, they're going to have a brush and a dustpan like this, and this might be the most convenient. I've used this many, many times myself, also to pick up snakes. So I'll also be cleaning this tank. I'm much happier with this one than with this paint pot here, which doesn't have a lid that I can fit on there. This one has one of these lids that can be locked nicely, like that, so you can carry it. It gives a bit of a firm seal, but you wouldn't trust that with a strong snake. That was a big snake, but we're not going to put a big snake in here. Also, I like that it's a clearish white, so we could potentially see where the snake was before we open up this pot, or this bucket, if the snake was in there. Now, I'm just going to put that there for now. We're going to get the snake out and just show, hopefully, if we use just a regular dustpan and brush in the household, that we could easily pick this snake up. Now, it is hooding up in there. Do you want to get a view in there? I don't know if you can have a look at that. I forgot something else. Right. Okay, all right, we good? Now, what I've done there is I've just put a bit of strain on this bucket because it occurs to me that many people probably wouldn't want to get too close, even if the snake's in the bucket. You probably not want to get a hand close to it to tip it up like that. So if you're feeling nervous like that, go ahead, put a piece of string on one of the handles, and then you can easily tip it up like that, and you've got your hand well away from the snake. Alright, so let's just get it out, and I typically put the bucket down because you never know, it might actually go right in there. And let's just get it out and see if we can just scoop it up with this dustpan brush. Now this is the one that I just caught at lunchtime. I was so fortunate that it came into the garden at lunchtime because Rosie was on her lunch break from school. There we are, little cobra there. Now this is how you might find it in your house. You might just come out and find there's one around your patio or one in your car park like this in this case. Now you'll notice I put boots on, absolutely the best thing if there's a snake around. Put that there, and let's just see how we do with this dustpan and brush. Great thing about these is they fit flush into corners and against walls. Let's not alarm the snake, just try and guide it in the direction of that dustpan there. In you go. It helps if you talk to them, even though they can't hear, it just helps you, I think. And there we are. It's right there, ever so easy. The snake isn't freaked out or anything, doesn't think anybody is trying to attack it particularly. It's just on there. And now I'm going to tip this up and tip it in, and there it is. No fuss, no injury to the snake. Oh, Rosie. Okay. I mentioned before that you might want to put a little container of water in there, but of course that's not going to work if you've got to tip the bucket up. You might now want to put a rag, an old shirt, some leaves in, something like that provides cover for the snake. But if your intention is just to get it away from your house as quickly as possible right now, then by all means go ahead. This, I mean, I've just done a cardinal sin there, I guess. It's a small cobra, it can't reach the top of the bucket, but I should not have done that with my fingers on my hands. That's how people get bitten. They see that. Should have taken it from the lid on the top and placed that right on there, and then when it's on, lock it off. Go ahead, lock that off. There we are. One snake nice and contained in there. And normally I would then take this away and let it go at a swamp near my house here in Egypt. There's a lovely big swamp called Bultifai. I've probably let about 20 or 30 cobras there over the years and many, many young pythons. But we want to check the property today. I'm going to check around the garden. I've got some compost heaps and I'm a little bit suspicious. If I find more in the garden, I'm going to assume that the eggs were from those compost heaps, or one of the compost heaps. If I don't find any more, then I'll just assume this one's coming from outside under my gate. So I'm just going to keep this one until this evening in case we have more to take away as well. So for now, since I know it can't climb out of this bucket, I'm going to keep the lid off. Snakes cannot adjust their temperature like mammals and birds. They have to move to a cooler place. They have to use some kind of behavior to avoid getting hot into water or somewhere where there's more shade. If I put this bucket now outside, for example, in the sun, this would be a dead snake in a very short amount of time. And sadly, that has happened to me twice over the years, not my doing, but somebody brought me snakes thinking, oh, that guy likes snakes, he wants a snake, and they just left the bucket out in the sun on one occasion, and on another occasion they put a bucket over a cobra that was on their driveway, and then called me, and by the time I got there, the snake had died. They can't stand high temperatures for very long, like that. So make sure this one's in the shade. But I did mention about water. You don't want to be pouring water into this bucket though. You might think, I've got to give the snake some water, pour some in. If the bucket is wet on the inside, I have seen snakes climb up the insides of buckets that are wet, using the kind of, they get a bit of traction, I guess, on the belly, on the inside of the bucket. So I don't want to be doing anything like that. Okay, so I just did the snake that one time with the dustpan and the brush. I'm just going to do another time with my little wire hook. Oh, come on, if I can, it will come out, just to show you how simple that is to do and how easy it is to get the snake without it being alarmed and upset. That bucket out of the way, there's something there. So, you know, you might be in this situation, you come home, and there it is, you've got a cobra. Can you see it from your angle, Cozy? A little cobra like this. It really is a tiny one, newly hatched, I'm sure. And I have this little wire thing. Want to come in really close, Rosie? And now look at the reaction of this snake. It hardly knows anything is going on here. I've just got this wire thing here, and I can just pick it up. It really is not getting aggressive because it's not being attacked. It hasn't got a noose around its neck or anything like that. And it just then can be easily, just let it go under the body a little bit. And then I can just easily pick it up. Check the focus on that. And get it down into this bucket. There. Of course, now, yeah, it's going to do what snakes sometimes want to do, which is going to go up the handle. Look, it's a long way from my hand. No need to panic in this situation. If the worst came to the worst, you could just gently put it down. Don't drop it, don't throw it around the place, like, you know, thinking it's going to shoot up there suddenly to your hand. It's not. In fact, this is a happy snake, I would say now. Look at that. It thinks it's just sitting on a branch, on a low bush or something like that somewhere, and nobody's bothering it, which is absolutely the best feeling that you want the snake to have, so that it's not getting aggressive to you. All right, I'm going to put it down in the bucket now, though. Off you get. Yeah. Oh, all right, Liz, all right. Oh, we're swimming right up. And then have a look at this.
No.
Now, there we are. Oh yeah, just set you down there. No, off you go then. Into the wild. Oh, there we are. Yep, oh, putting up a bit, sees that, doesn't it? Just want to steer it that way into the bushes then. Okay, off we go. Have a good life.